Well, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Lifting the Weight, the online summit. This is your girl, Sherelle Brown, and I am so excited to be here with you today. For those of you who are just joining us for the very first time, this summit is called Lifting the Weight. It's because we understand that there is a need for persons across the globe to have the weight that they've been carrying lifted. Now, we're not just talking about physical, we're talking about emotional, we're talking about mental, and we're also talking about spiritual. Sometimes we wonder why we can't lose the pounds, why the inches are not going. Sometimes there's something going on beneath the surface that we have to address. But today we have an expert in the house. Come on, somebody. Miss Dina, I don't want to mess this name up, y'all. Miss Dina Garcia. Did I get it right?
Dina.
See? Dina Garcia. Listen, I am going to let her tell you more about who she is and why she is qualified to be here today to tell you the importance of you eating to live and not to die. Remember, guys, food is fuel. We're not talking about deprivation. We're just simply talking about balance. And who better than to have a certified nutrition and dietitian on with us today? And so, Miss Dina, tell them a little bit more about you, what you do, and the services that you offer. But first of all, let me wrap it up. Tell us about you first. I want them to know who you are, that you are human, that you are real, and that you are just like us.
Exactly. So as you mentioned, I am a registered dietitian and a licensed nutritionist.
Yeah.
And but really, it goes a lot deeper than that. I want to share a little bit with you about kind of why I got into this profession. I started off as a teenager, probably even really started before that, as a chronic dieter, somebody that was always on a diet. And at some point, the logical side of me realized that, this isn't the healthiest way to live. And so, I was going to college and I thought, well, I will, I'll choose nutrition. I'll study nutrition, then I can teach other people how to eat healthier. And, I thought life was going to be great. And what I learned the hard way was that dieting actually causes us to gain weight.
Wow.
It evokes a physiological response in our body that tells our body to gain weight. And so essentially what happened to me my first year as a dietitian is I put on almost 20 pounds and I became pre-diabetic. So, and I realized that a big part of that was fueled because as I learned more, I essentially just got better at dieting. And that didn't fix my core issues with food.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between knowing what to eat and actually doing it.
Yeah.
We have to bridge that gap. And so there's a lot of moving pieces that affect that in terms of our internal happiness, our stress levels, how fulfilled we are with our life. Are we boredom eaters? Are we stress eaters? Do we overeat when we celebrate? There's lots of reasons that it make it hard. And when we diet, it essentially tells our body, hey, there's a food shortage. And now when you eat again, you better, hold on to everything you can, put on a little weight because we want to prepare for the next food shortage.
Wow.
It's just a survival mechanism. And dieting essentially triggers that survival mechanism and can oftentimes put us into a cycle of eat, repent, repeat. We eat, then we feel guilty, and then we say, oh, Monday. I mean, I've been there. I've had the box of Oreos and said, well, if I just finish it all today, then I can start over Monday, and they won't even be in the house. So I'll be good because they won't be here.
I love that. I just want to put a pin in there. I need you to say that again so I can hit home to somebody. What are the 3 R's? Say it one more time.
It's eat, repent, repeat.
Okay, we're breaking that cycle today, correct?
Right.
Okay.
So then we repent, and then we're too good. And oftentimes people are under eating, and then what that does is that tells the body, you're being underfed, the body gets scared, the body will start increasing appetite, and then we lose our willpower, and then we splurge. And then the cycle starts over again. And so we really have to break that. It's easy to get into that cycle. But self-awareness really helps, and having a good coach to guide you along to get you out of that cycle for good. And so long story, what's that?
I was saying, so the good thing is you don't have to do this by yourself.
Right, yeah. And the good news is that after I healed my relationship with food and started following some more practical, doable guidelines for nutrition, I was able to lose the weight, reverse the prediabetes. And, once that happens, then it becomes much easier to fine tune your diet once you have a good, solid, healthy relationship with yourself and with food.
Awesome, awesome. So I want to piggyback on something you just said. You
Okay.
said heal your relationship with food. For
Right.
those persons who are going to be watching this, Spirit said to me, you can't expect healthy people to understand how sick people feel. And so for somebody like you who would walk in the shoes of the person who is sitting on the other end of the screen, it is so fitting. But you made a statement just now. For them who are watching, that is why they are here today. They don't know how to heal their relationship with you.
Right.
And so your testimony, somebody is saying, listen, ooh, she's talking to me. But now we let them know that you understand. We now need to let them know how you healed your relationship in hopes that it will help them heal their relationship. Because this is how we get full restoration. This is how we lift the weight, guys. She is telling you about her situation. And by her telling you about what she went through and the steps she took to find total freedom, it is our hope that you find freedom from food as well.
Right. Yeah.
So tell us, how did you heal your relationship?
Well, it is a bit of a process, and part of that I incorporate in when I work with my clients. So the first thing you really need to do is completely ditch the diet mentality. Stop looking at food as good and bad. We need to eat. As soon as we start feeling restricted from food, sometimes we want it even more. And to really heal that relationship, we have to stop looking at food as either this food is good for me and this food is bad for me. And once we release some of that draw, then it becomes easier to choose healthy. And you have to really dig in and look at your intentions behind why you're eating. We all have an inner dialogue in our head. Yeah. And that inner dialogue usually plays out like, oh, if I eat that, I'm going to get fat. Or, oh, I can't have that, I'm on a diet. Or maybe, we say things like, oh, it's so hard to lose weight. All of those things that we say in our head become true. And so when we can dig in and pay attention to what it is that we're saying to ourselves on a consistent basis and break that cycle, as we have more positive thoughts, that actually affects the way that we feel. And how we feel affects our actions. So if we come home from work at 5 o'clock every day and the only thing we're thinking about is, oh, I hate cooking, it's tired, everything that happened today, I'm stressing about work and this. I mean, in that moment, we don't feel good. So do you think we're really going to take the action of cooking a healthy dinner and enjoying family time? No, we're not. We need to back up a bit. And instead of beating ourselves up for not cooking dinner or not wanting to cook dinner, we need to say, okay, what can I do in this moment to change my thinking? Yeah. And as we change our thinking, all of a sudden, we start to feel better. And then as we feel better, taking the action becomes much easier.
Wow, gosh.
It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. This is why most people need a coach to get through and reprogram the thinking patterns, the thought patterns that are predominant in their brain.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, it's a mind thing. I know you hear persons over and over and over say, if you can think it, you can have it. And this is what she's saying to you. We asked the question of how to heal your relationship, and she's merely telling you the starting point. I'm pretty sure there's so much more steps to take, but that's where it begins. And so I have another question for you. You wanted to say something else?
No.
Okay, I have another question for you. You talked about coaching. You talked about the services you provided. You also provide one-on-one coaching with clients. For the person who is sitting on the other end of the screen thinking or contemplating of maybe your services or the services of another, share with them maybe some of the strategies that you apply to your one-on-one clients, and how would this help them as they go through their health and wellness journey?
Right. So, I mentioned about healing the relationship with food. That's really step one, ditching that diet mentality and, working on, simplifying healthy eating. And part of simplifying healthy eating, I've created a set of nutrition guidelines that's called PF3 Nutrition. And PF3 Nutrition is an acronym that stands for protein, fat, fiber, and fluid. And by following the PF3 model, it essentially, gets rid of a lot of the food rules and just condenses things down into a really easy step-by-step process when we're thinking about what am I going to eat or what am I going to snack on. And that helps also to deal with the physical side of eating, because we can work on the behavior. But if there's something physically misbalanced in our diet, then the body is going to be saying, have cravings, eat more food, and this, and so if the body is physically telling us to eat when we shouldn't necessarily need to eat, and it's very hard to work on the behavior.
Yeah.
So we have to have the two of them in balance. So I do help a lot with my clients on what to eat. I am a registered dietitian, so people come to me and they expect for me to say, tell them what to eat. And that is a big piece of it, but that's only one piece of it.
Yeah.
Something that I do as a really valuable learning and teaching tool with my clients is I connect them with an app that allows them to photo journal all of their food. And so that I can really see firsthand, are they understanding the concepts that we're working on together? Are they balancing the protein, the fat, and the fiber in the right proportions and quantities? The app also allows them to track their mood, their hunger and satiety levels, and also, their perception of how healthy they think the meal is. And then we can create a back and forth dialogue. And I tell my clients, I want to see everything. I don't care if you ate a cookie. Like, there is no shame. There's no judgment. Put everything, because if you're paying me, use me, because what I'm looking for, because a lot of times I may say, oh, what? So you had a cookie, big deal, I hope you enjoyed it. That's my comment, but if I see patterns, or somebody's maybe eating too much of the stuff that they really want, the cookies and the sweets,
overindulging,
then I can dig in and help them identify what's causing these triggers. But if you don't post it in your food journal, I don't know that this is happening. So I can help them identify what are the thought processes going on, what maybe there was something misbalanced in breakfast that's causing your craving in the afternoon. So I can't see the big picture if you're not posting everything. And it's not about me judging or grading your food. It's about me helping to assist you the best I can to work on both what to eat as well as help you to become more self-aware of what your driving factors are that dictate your food choices, and how can we change that? Because once we develop the thought process where it becomes habitual, then we do it without thinking. And that's essentially the goal, is to develop a habit so that we're doing these things without thinking. I mean, at one point when I was, elbow deep in the ice cream container and, I'll start Monday. I've said that a million times, or tomorrow is going to be a better day type thing. In that moment, it can feel hard. It can feel like, oh, this is a lot of work. But I use some different strategies with my clients to help them release some of that guilt, and also help them to become more self-aware in the moment. And it's a process. It's little by little. You can't expect, change overnight. And some people may not have issues with binge eating or overindulging, but they may be eating things and not realizing it. They may be more like the people who get in all this extra stuff and don't even realize they're doing it, or they eat out of boredom. Right. And so the process helps with that also, the self-awareness and looking at how all of that affects our food choices.
Girl, I'm just loving it. You just keep bringing it. I'm telling you, there was something else that you said. As you talk, I've been saying, guys, I got my note and I got my notebook. I hope you got the same. Before we leave today, she's going to leave her information. So if someone wants to connect with her or reach out to her and say, listen, I want to know what that app was, guys, I'm going to ask for you. I'm going to ask for you. But there's something that she said that this stood out to me. If you hide it, you cannot address it. And that's what resonated in my spirit when she said the app takes visual pictures. And so this is not even writing down what you're eating. It's a photo journal. So it's making it easier for you to do. But if you don't even take the photo to say that this is what happened and this is how I was feeling in this specific time, and this thing led to this, then we cannot address the issue. And so you're wondering why you've been going around the same mountain, losing the same 5, 10, and 15 pounds for 15 and 20 years. It's because you've been hiding it. Well, today we're calling you out. We're going to address it. And so with expertise and experts like Miss Dina, no more hiding. We're going to have a speaker's day, a bonus day just for you guys. And guess who's going to be in the house? And so if you have any questions, make sure write it down and be present and correct. There's no more reason for you to stay in darkness when the Lord has brought us to light. Hello, somebody. Ooh.
Right.
Y'all know I got a little bit of personality. I can't.
Right. That's great. I love it.
And so I'm just going to allow Ms. Dana just to share one more thing with us that she maybe felt led to share with us at this time. And then feel free to let the persons listening know how they can connect with you on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Guys, we have so much more coming up for you. This is just a little tidbit. So stay connected. Lifting the weight is on the move. And we are so glad that you are here with us today. So Ms. Dana, your final words to the persons who are considering hiring a nutritionist. Why would they need a nutritionist in their life? If the battle in the life has not gone on, that I might need help, I might need a guide, I might need a coach in this journey, what would you say to them? And then let them know how they can connect with you.
Yeah, a lot of my clients tell me that, prior to seeing me, they weren't really sure if they needed a nutritionist, but after seeing me, they realized, wow, like, even though I thought I was doing everything right, and it's not that they were doing anything necessarily bad or wrong, but they gain so much clarity into themselves as people, as well as, getting facts. There's so much out there that's not fact, and it's presented as fact, and it can be very confusing and misleading. So I really am that guide to help support people with the practical side of putting this all together, but at the same time relying on sound scientific evidence that, in terms of guiding the diet and what to eat and what's really going to help people.
And I just want to point this last point of reference out. Notice, guys, she did not say anything about deprivation. When I opened, I used that word because the minute person thinks nutrition, diet, anything in the word they think about, they can't have the cheesecake. Oh my God, she was talking about the mental science of that. No, it's about balance. She's not saying that you can't have it, but we're going to have it in moderation, and we're going to ensure that the reason that we're desiring it is not connected to an emotional response. Did I get it right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Now, for the person who says, listen, Sherelle, thank you for having this lady, but I need to see her. How can they find you?
So I have my website, which is vitanutrition.com, which is V as in Victor, I, D as in David, A, nutrition.com. You can also email me at info@vitanutrition.com, and I'm on Instagram and Twitter at dietitian Dina.
All right.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Listen, short and sweet and good to eat, just how we like it. We give it to you bite-sized because we don't want you to feel overwhelmed. This is a 3-day event, and she is just the first of several others. And so make sure, tell a friend, text a friend, let them know that we are on the air. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for somebody else. Spread the love and let them know it's going down right here on Lifting the Weight. We look forward to seeing you with our next guest. And for the next 3 days, have a blessed and awesome day.